Well, that's it. The vacation is over. Welcome to Brian 360 and welcome to my flight home. We are now sitting on our WestJet airplane at Princess Juliana International Airport in St. Maarten, ready to take off on our flight back home to Toronto, Ontario, Canada. If you have seen some of my other videos, you will now know that people are amassing on Mahobeach at the tail of the airplane, getting ready for the jet blast. Mahobeach is an extraordinary place to watch planes landing and taking off, where you will probably be closer to the airplanes than any other airport in the world. Once we're in the air, I will point out some of the landmarks that can be seen from our airplane in St. Maarten. And then, 4.5 hours later, as we descend to land at Pearson International Airport in Toronto. Well, technically it's Mississauga, but let's just call it Toronto. And we're off. The water we are now looking at is Simpson Bay Lagoon, and the land off in the distance is the French side of St. Maarten. The airport we just took off from is on the Dutch side. The arrow is pointing to Fort Louis, which offers an impressive view of the French capital Marigot and the surrounding harbor. I will be posting a video from Fort Louis on this channel, so please come back to see that. There are no real discernible borders between the French side and the Dutch side, no great canyon or river separating the two countries. While St. Maarten on the Dutch side is an independent country, the French side is technically part of France. As you're driving from one side to the other, you will notice a sign on the road, and that's about it, as the borders are open. This narrow strip of land situated between the Great Salt Pond on the left and Great Bay on the right is Philipsburg, which is the capital of the Dutch side. There is a beautiful beach here and lots to see in Philipsburg, and it's a great place to spend the day, especially if you're arriving by cruise ship, and here's the pier. There are no ships in today, but St. Maarten can accommodate 5 ships at one time, and that makes for a very busy day in Philipsburg. And that is it. Time to say goodbye to St. Maarten once again. Looking forward to our next trip back. Time to strap in for the next 4.5 hours as we make our way back home. Four and a half hours later, we are back in Canada, and the scenery certainly has changed. Gone are the rolling hills of St. Maarten with the beautiful blue water. Now we have the suburbs of the Greater Toronto Area. The City of Toronto has a population of 2.8 million people, while the population of what's known as the Greater Toronto Area is around 7.3 million. Quite a difference from the population of the Dutch side of St. Maarten at 43,000 and the French side of 33,000. We are now flying over Yonge Street, which begins in downtown Toronto and extends 86 kilometers or 53 miles to the north. This area is called North York. If you look way off in the distance, that is downtown Toronto. Toronto is situated on the north shore of Lake Ontario, and that is what you see in the distant horizon. If your eyes are better than mine, or you can zoom in on your device, in downtown Toronto you just might be able to make out the CN Tower. When it was built in 1976, it was the tallest freestanding structure in the world, at 553 meters or 1,815 feet. However, in 2010, it was dwarfed by the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and since then the CN Tower has been eclipsed by many other buildings and now stands at number 10 in the world. It is still the tallest freestanding structure in North America. We are now passing by Downsview Airport, which was a military airport named RCAF, or Royal Canadian Air Force Station Downsview. It has had many roles since opening in 1929, including being a test site for aircraft produced by de Havilland and Avro Canada, including the de Havilland Twin Otter airplane, and that is the airplane we used to fly between St. Maarten and Saba. It has since closed down as of 2024, and the plan is to develop it as an open-air concert venue with a capacity for 50,000 fans. Scheduled to appear there in the summer of 2025 is the return tour of Oasis. That is, of course, assuming Liam and Noel don't get into a fight and end the tour before then. Traveling across the middle of the screen now is what is known as Highway 401. It's the number 401, but we just call it 401. Lucky us, it is the busiest highway in North America. No matter what time of day it is rush hour. The 401 joins up with another highway, the 400, which runs north and south. If you want to see some of the most beautiful seasonal changes, I highly recommend taking the 400 north to Algonquin Park. I have a few videos on my channel if you'd like to see the autumn leaves changing color to yellow, orange, and stunning red. The southern part of the province of Ontario is a lot of what you see here. Suburbs, apartment buildings, factories, shopping malls, and a lot of concrete and asphalt. Well, there are some golf courses as well thrown in here. We're looking at one right now. If you head to central or northern Ontario, it is a completely different world where nature awaits you. Whether you enjoy things like hiking, skiing, hunting and fishing, canoeing, or just sitting at a cottage on a lake enjoying what nature has to offer, Ontario is a beautiful province. As long as you're in the right place, of course, and it isn't mosquito or black fly season. I mentioned earlier that we would be passing over Highway 401, and here we are doing that just now. Other than exiting the highway, my favorite part of the 401 is watching airplanes fly over. At the very beginning of the video, I mentioned something about the airport not actually being in Toronto. Pearson International Airport is really in Mississauga, which is a large city that's not Toronto. But everybody just kind of says they're flying to Toronto, even though they're flying to Mississauga. Here is the lovely industrial park area of Mississauga, and we are about to fly over Highway 427. There it goes. All right, enough talking, time to land. Here we are, back in Toronto. Sorry, Mississauga. Yeah, whatever, it's Toronto. Thank you so much for listening to me yammer on for the past 7.5 minutes. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, share, sign up for notifications, and come back and watch some other videos. I have lots of other videos on St. Maarten and Saba, lots of other strange topics. Thank you again for watching, and take care.
In a long time to hold your arm up.
As we taxi to the gate, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened.